It's allowable if you're traveling or if fasting would be too dangerous, both of which are true in this case.
But she won't, Alex chimed in, because she's as stubborn as a devout mule.
Sam poked Alex in the ribs.
Watch it, brother. Ow, Alex complained. What happened to no violence? I was defending myself, Sam said.
Hey, you all! Halfborn called from the ship. We're loaded up and ready to sail. What are you gabbing about? Come on! I looked at Amir, as well-groomed as always, his clothes spotless and perfectly ironed, his dark hair cut to razor-straight perfection. You'd never guess he was a guy who was probably weak from hunger and thirst, but his facial muscles were more taut than usual. His gentle brown eyes kept blinking like he was expecting a drop of cold water to splash on his forehead. Amir was suffering, but it was from something that had nothing to do with Ramadan. Just be careful, he pleaded. All of you. Magnus, I'd ask you to watch out for Samira, but if I did that, she would hit me with her axe.
I would never hit you with my axe, Sam said. Anyway, I'll be watching out for Magnus, not the other way around. I'll watch out for Sam, Alex volunteered. That's what a family's for, right?
Amir blinked even more. I got the sense he still wasn't sure what to make of Alex Fierro, Sam's green-haired, gender-fluid, half-sibling chaperone of doom. Okay, Amir nodded. Thank you. I couldn't help feeling guilty about Amir's anguish. Months ago, when he started seeing into Samira's weird double life as a Valkyrie of Odin, I'd healed his mind to keep him from going insane. Now his mortal eyes were permanently opened. Rather than the living and blissful ignorance, he could see earth giants that occasionally strolled down Commonwealth Avenue, the sea serpents that frolicked in the Charles River, and the Valkyries that flew overhead, bringing souls of fallen heroes to check in at Hotel Valhalla. He could even see our huge Viking warship that looked like a heavily armed banana. We'll be careful, I told him. Besides, nobody would dare attack this ship. It's way too yellow. He mustered a faint smile. That much is true. He reached behind him. From the hood of his car, he hefted a large green insulated pack, the kind Faldin's falafel used for deliveries. This is for you, Magnus. I hope you enjoy. The scent of fresh falafel wafted out. True, I'd eaten falafel just a few hours ago, but my stomach growled because, well, more falafel. Man, you're the best. I can't believe... Wait, you're in the middle of a fast and you brought me food? That seems wrong. Just because I'm fasting doesn't mean you can't enjoy. He clapped me on my shoulder. You'll be in my prayers, all of you. I knew he was sincere. Me, I was an atheist. I only prayed sarcastically to my own father for a better color of boat. Learning about the existence of Norse deities and the 9 worlds had just made me more convinced that there was no great divine plan. What kind of god would allow Zeus and Odin to run around in the same cosmos, both claiming to be king of creation, smiting mortals with lightning bolts and giving motivational seminars? But Amir was a man of faith. He and Samira believed in something bigger, a cosmic force that actually cared about humans. I suppose it was kind of comforting to know that Amir had my back in the prayer department, even if I doubted there was anybody at the other end of the line. Thanks, man. I shook his hand one last time. Amir turned to Sam. They stood a few feet apart, not touching. In all the years they'd known each other, they had never touched. I was wondering if that was killing Amir even worse than fasting. I wasn't much of a toucher myself, but once in a while, a hug from somebody I cared about could go a long way. Caring about each other as much as Sam and Amir did, and not being able to hold hands, I couldn't imagine that. I love you, Amir told her. Samira stumbled backwards like she'd been hit in the face with a giant eagle egg. Alex propped her up. Yes, Sam squeaked. Also, too. Amir nodded. He turned and got into his car. A moment later, his taillights disappeared down Flagship Way. Samira smacked her own forehead. Also, too, I'm such an idiot.